What's going on, gamers? Today I bring you the Atari Jaguar CD add-on. This video is going to serve as a follow-up to the Atari Jaguar base unit. If you want to know a little bit more about that, how it works, the controller for the system, please watch that video. I'm not going to go in depth into any of that in this video. This is going to be Jaguar CD only. So, we'll get right into it. This is the CD add-on for the Atari Jaguar. It is surprisingly compact. I mean, this is my adult hand, you know. It is quite small. It's only as wide, just about as wide as a compact disc. It is the box for it's very small too. So if you're ordering one of these and it does come with a box, don't be surprised if the box is smaller than you think it might be. Don't worry, you're getting the right thing. On the top, again, it has the same style of design as the Jaguar base unit. Red lettering, black plastic. Up top, instead of Jaguar's 64-bit interactive multimedia system, it says Atari Compact Digital Media Player. And you'll notice with CD packaging later on that the CD unit kind of went away from the 64-bit thing a great deal. It didn't mention it at all, really. So on top unit, you have the Jag CD logo. This is a window. You can see your disc spinning in the CD player. Little finger groove here, open button. You'll notice it also says close here, as if you needed an indication. There's no spring for the CD drive, it just pops up. You probably can't see it with this camera, but there's a little bump there where the lid will stay open, but when you pop it open, it only pops open to there. Also on top you have your cartridge pass-through slot. This is for cartridge games and also your memory track, which I'll go over in a second. But that's kind of nice, so you don't have to take the CD unit off every time you want to play a cartridge game. You can leave it on there, which if you have a Jaguar CD, I really highly advise. I guess I just don't like taking my stuff apart. Now, before I show you the rest of this, I did get this system brand new. Again, just like my video cable, I got this from Best Electronics out in California. Ran about $250 at the time, brand new in box. I don't know what their stock looks like right now. I know the last time I checked, which might have been about 6 months ago, they were out of units, brand new in the box, but they still had new ones wrapped in cellophane without the box. So you can still get it new, you just might not have that collector's aspect. So on the new ones, on the sides here, on each side you have this little sticker that says warranty null and void if this label is damaged or removed. And, you know, just to, I don't know, maybe prove to myself and anybody else that asks that I got it new, I leave these on here. And you see that also on this side. On the back, you have your Jaguar CD system information, and you know, crazy enough, this drive was actually manufactured by Philips, and we all know what came out of them in their early 90s. The dreaded CDI. The CD unit for the Jaguar was released in 1995, whereas the base unit was released in 1993, and this thing was really released when the console was done. You know, so there were maybe, I want to say, 15 to 17 games total for this thing, not counting homebrews. There have been a lot of homebrews over the years, but actual commercial releases, I think, totaled 15 or 17, was not many. And here, the CD unit does run off its own power supply, which plugs in here. And also, just as a point of reference, you can interchange the power supplies for the Jaguars. This one right here belongs to the base unit. And let me see if I can move this so you can see it a little better. That one here belongs to the Jaguar CD, but again, you can use either or. So if you get a Jaguar CD with this, for example, or a Jaguar base unit with this, don't worry, it will work. It's the exact same power supply, exact same plug on the other end. They just look a little different. Now, the build quality on these things, I really don't know. Compared to the base unit, it really leaves something to be desired. You know, it feels flimsy. You know, and when you put it on the system, there's a little tab here on the front you really don't want to mess with. I'd rather put the cartridge here on first, and again, it does sit on top of the Jaguar. and you see this little, so I can get it a little more defined in the camera. There we go. This circle right here is designed to fit right over this. So it does fit onto the system very well. But again, I'd hope for a little better build quality, and if you're not careful with it, these do tend to break. It is a double speed CD drive, and you'll notice that when it's turned on. I know not everybody believes that, but it is double speed. There's a loading speed, which is very fast, and a playback speed, which is a lot slower. You know, you'll notice that through the CD window. Now here we have the memory track cartridge. If you're going to pick up a Jaguar CD, this is absolutely essential. This is the only way of saving any games, high scores, what have you. This is your proverbial memory card. So it just sits where a cartridge game would, right up here. Like so. And yes, I know. Before we all joke, conventional toilet design, ha ha ha, funny. It kind of does look like a toilet if you think about it, but I guess if you want to make that joke, go right ahead. Now the games came packaged in these long boxes. They're about maybe 1.5 times the size of a regular Jaguar box. Same design, you know, screenshot on the front, 4 screenshots on the back. The backs of the boxes are a little more colorful. They take up these the same scheme as the front of the box. You know, there's not as much black and red to these. It's just down here with CD design next to it. And it says interactive compact disc again instead of 64-bit interactive multimedia cartridge. But these boxes, like games of the time on CD, are a little bit overkill. Not as bad as 3DO, Sega CD, or Sega Saturn, but to show you an example, this is Blue Lightning. This was the pack-in for the Jaguar CD, along with VidGrid and the Mist demo and the Tempest 2000 soundtrack. But this is the one that's the closest to being, you know, a game. You put that over the top of the box here, how they are stored, and you know, look how much air you have in there. And that is the case. You know, these things either sit up top or on the bottom of the box. So again, from a collector's aspect, these are kind of disposable, unfortunately. So inside of these CD cases, they are cardboard flaps. You'll find on it's a trifold. On the left side, you find all the legal Jaguar advertisement. If your game has an overlay, there's a pocket here for that to be stored, like Blue Lightning. In the middle, you'll find the instruction manual, which does come out, but you can open it in the case itself, as you see there. And then the CD, which, you know what, I like how Atari did these CDs. You know, they're not plain. A lot of the PlayStation and Saturn games can be kind of plain. These are very colorful and artistic. You know, I know it's a really minor detail, but I like it. And to pack it back up, you just close the sleeve and let it be. So you got to be careful with these cardboard things because they wear out kind of easily. And this is what the back looks like, similar to a box. So without any further delay, let's get this bad boy set up. Yeah, it just sets right on top of the console. See if I can do this with one hand. Hopefully I can. Now, one of the reasons why this might not work, if you're trying to get a JXCD to work, you want to make sure it's seated all the way. Now, like any cartridge, you'll hear a pop like that. Alright, you want to make sure your little front clip is down. It appears to be. Yep. Alright, so there's your complete assembly. AC adapter. Leave that plugged into the back here. Alright, grab Blue Lightning, turn on the TV. You just, the CD drive in here doesn't really hold the CD in place, so just be careful when you're putting it in there. Just all you have to do is really just drop it. It'll take. Just close it, and there's your view of the CD through the window. Just go ahead and fire the unit up. And you'll notice it starts spinning. This is loading speed right here. And I'll shut it back off and show you the boot screen in a second. It is vastly different from the base unit load screen. You see if I can show you playback speed. Yeah, that one's going pretty good. It's better. You notice it a little better with music CDs particularly. I guess the games do go a little faster generally. Turn it off. I'm going to show you how to access the memory card manager. When you start the system up, you also want to hold the option button on your controller when you do. There's your boot up. There you go. You see all of the save games that you have on your memory track at the time. And the memory track was designed to hold a lot of games. Again, I have over half the library, and look how much free space there is. And so you'll only ever need one memory track. Just going again. Alright, Jaguar CD boot screen is a form of the virtual light machine, also known as the VLM. We'll do a demonstration of that probably sometime midweek this week and put that up, but it is going to be separate from this video because I don't want this to go on for too long. And this will show you the intro to Blue Lightning here, maybe the file select screen. The FMV is not bad on it, actually. The only unfortunate thing is this is not in-game graphics by any stretch of the word. Let's do that real quick. So you go file select. You can save a game if you have a memory track, otherwise all you'll get is the play now option. Alright, so that concludes the brief tour of the Jaguar CD. Yes, it does work. Runs like a top. If you have any questions or thoughts on the Jaguar CD, feel free to post them. Again, there are written reviews of both the Jaguar base unit and the Jaguar CD on our website, www.dabhappens.com. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll put another one up next week.